can talk.
Yay! Thank you for giving me permission to talk. Please.
No, you're not allowed to talk anymore. Bye.
I know, right? Because I have to do the slideshow while it's talking. Yeah. It's on there.
That's right.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. Should work.
We are experiencing some technical difficulties.
There's a problem now.
In case of emergencies, the exits are now blocked. Keep your hands and arms inside the cupboard at all times.
Hey everybody! How's everyone doing? I know my panel is happening like basically right at the start of the con, but you know, I'll try not to bore you too much. So I'm just giving people a few minutes to come in about and go, oh, Maddie's panel is on! Yeah. So, yeah. Hey everybody, I am Mad Munchkin, or also known as Amy Methvin, obviously. Thank you so much for coming, and yeah, your con experience is about to be ruined because you came to my panel, so sorry about that. So, yeah, really quick, before we start officially, I did this last year as well, some of you that were at UK PonyCon, were any of you guys at UK PonyCon, by the way? Yay, like 5 of you. What I did at that panel and last year's BronyScot, I have a little bit of a tradition I've started up. If I do a panel, I ask everyone to shout "Stay creative" at the end of it. So, do you want to have a quick practice of that just now, just to see how loud everyone can be? Alright, so all it is I'm going to say "I'm Mad Munchkin" and then you guys all just shout "Stay creative" as loud as you possibly can. So this is just a quick run through and we'll do that at the end of the panel, okay? Yeah? Alright, so 3, 2, 1, I'm Mad Munchkin.
Stay creative!
I think we can do better than that. 3, 2, 1, I'm Mad Munchkin.
Stay creative!
Better? Yay! I can actually hear you guys now. Because I am a little bit deaf, so yeah, you'll have to shout at me. Yay! So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Amy Methvin. I'm a self-employed freelance artist. So for those of you that don't know, I'm from a small market town up north called Elgin. Does anyone know that town at all? Woo! Yay! It's funny, when I did my UK PonyCon panel, that was in Bristol. And Bristol is about 500 miles from Elgin. So, you know, the Scot literally travelled 500 miles. So, 500 more, yeah. I was at PonyCon this year, and I did the lip sync battle against Anthony C. Does anyone know who that is?
Yeah.
Some of you might.
How badly did you lose?
I won, thank you very much. Yeah, because I did 500 miles, yeah.
Oh, so you went and did the Homogenous Scottish song and you won, okay.
Yeah, I thought I would live up to the stereotype and do the 500 miles song. Yeah, unfortunately Anthony C fell off the stage, so that's why I won. Yeah, so I'm yes he was fine. He lived, unfortunately, haha. Anyway, I'm a self-employed freelance concept artist. And I've been doing that full-time for the last 4 years, but I've been doing it altogether for 17 years, on and off. So most of you will probably know me better as Mad Munchkin from YouTube, where I analyse animated movies and TV shows, including My Little Pony. So I also talk about character execution, and also some issues within the art industry itself, because some of you might be well aware, especially in this day and age, it's very difficult to break into the industry, and it's also difficult to fight against plagiarism and all that nonsense. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you about creativity today and the importance of it in an everyday thing. Last year's panel, if you guys were here, I talked about more of the practical side of making things. So I was showing you guys some of the equipment I use and the software and other things, so I thought I would mix things up this year and talk more about the philosophical side of it. So the amazing thing about creativity, whether you believe it or not, everyone has it. And the thing that's even better about it,
it's like, oh my god, like creativity is like totally free. You don't have to pay for it.
So that's why I needed the water, because doing the Mary Sue voice didn't really work. Yeah. But, you know, what is creativity precisely? So maybe some of you guys are sitting in your chairs thinking, oh, I'm not really a creative person. No, that's not really my thing. All I can draw is like stick figures. That's something that people say to me quite a lot. But you know, I am a firm believer of everyone is creative, whether you believe it or not. So maybe you are full of ideas, but you just don't know how to channel them. So whether you think you are a creative soul or not, creativity is not just a picture or a piece of writing or a song. Creativity is a phenomenon. It's not just about making things. It's actually in how you think and how you see the world around you and how you perceive yourself in that world as well. So to me, creativity is as important to the mind and soul as breathing is to the body. Here's the thing. Listen closely to this one. This is really fascinating. Do you know in the next 30 seconds, this is to tell you, you're just sitting in your chair, you're thinking, oh, I'm not doing anything creative, I'm just sitting in a chair listening to someone blather. This is what you're going to be doing in the next 30 seconds. You will blink 6 times. You will breathe 8 times, approximately. Your heart will beat 36 times. Your body will generate 100 watts of energy. You'll shed 174,000 skin cells. You'll produce 72 million blood cells. Your blood will have travelled for 4 miles, not 500 miles, unfortunately. So you breathe, you pulse, and you regenerate. Your heart beats, your mind creates, and your soul ingests. Some of you might recognise that line from a certain film. Mr. McGorry's Wonder Emporium. Has anyone seen that? If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is ridiculously cheesy, but it's really quite inspiring as well. And just another quote, just to add on to what I've just said. Brad Bird. Does anyone know who Brad Bird is? Some of you will probably know. He is the director of the Disney Pixar film The Incredibles. He also directed Iron Giant, Ratatouille, and a few other films as well. One of my favourite quotes from him, and just in general, is the following. If you repress, you depress. To impress, you must express. I love that. That needs to go on a t-shirt, I think. So, just to move on, does anyone know who this lady is?
Oh, that's great, Grandma P, isn't she?
She's the original creator.
Yeah, no one at UK Phonocon knew who she was. I'm really impressed that someone actually knew who this lady is.
I can't think of her name, but she got
I'm just about to tell you. So, in case you guys didn't hear that, in the 1980s, this lady approached Hasbro about an idea for a toy that didn't excite anyone in the management of Hasbro. She wanted to make a toy of a small horse with brushable hair because growing up she always wanted a real horse, but her family could never afford one. So knowing that other children probably had a similar dream to hers, she decided to approach Hasbro with the idea of the toy. That woman's name was Bonnie Zachary. I really hope I said her last name right. Bonnie Zachary. And she is the original creator of My Little Pony. So thanks to this lady here, and her perseverance pushing the idea, and her creativity and talent in illustration, she does amazing work, by the way, seriously look it up. This franchise is just celebrated over 30 years of success. I think that's just amazing. So, I mean, even that vinyl hall is full of creativity just because of this lady as well. And me personally, this fandom has been the vehicle to help me get to where I am now in my career. So, yeah, she's one of my heroes, put it that way. Now, the next person that will come up on the screen, most of you, if not all of you, will know who she is. No, she's the next slide, sorry. There you go. Yes. There you go. Yeah. So just before I talk about this lady, in case someone doesn't know who that lady is, I very much doubt it. Did you know that with creativity, it is possible to influence an entire culture? And with shows like My Little Pony that teaches love and tolerance, we've shown just how diverse and eclectic creativity can be, regardless of your age, race, gender, sexuality, or religious beliefs. So this lady here is Lauren Faust, of course. And for those that don't know, she is she's the person behind Generation 4 of My Little Pony, as well as various other shows people put up. She also worked on Iron Giant, which I mentioned earlier, which is really fascinating. And have any of you guys seen a film called Cats Don't Dance?
Yes.
She also worked on that film. She was in charge of animating Sawyer.
She's working on a new TV show
Yes,
as well.
she is. I was just about to mention that. Her stuff is amazing. She's really, obviously, heavily influenced most artists in the fandom in general, so definitely look up her stuff if you haven't already. Lauren Faust is responsible for reinventing what was, no offence to Bonnie, but it was an outdated franchise. She transformed it into one of the most groundbreaking children animated shows of the last decade. This resulted in the birth of, sorry, this is going to offend some of you. This resulted in the birth of the strangest, yet most intoxicating fandoms ever in history. Star Trek fandom being the possible exception to that. Anyways, I'm a Trekkie, sorry. Yeah, so I believe, as I said a minute ago, I believe this fandom to be the vehicle that allowed me to be a self-employed freelance concept artist and illustrator. Just really quickly as well, I go to pretty much maybe 11 conventions a year to network and sell my work and promote myself. BronyScot's my favourite con, and I'm not just saying that, I don't say that at every con, I actually mean that, because this is the very first convention that I ever vended at. So, in fact, that's in 2014 maybe, and I was just at the start of like just pursuing this as a full-time career, so this con means a lot to me. Being an artist is something you are, not something you do. What do I mean by that? Being an artist is something you are, not something you do, because we live this job. You guys that are an artist in the audience, you will know, you live and breathe your creativity. It's not just something that you get paid an hourly rate for, it's your passion. So being an artist is as close to having a superpower that you can possibly get. So if you want to be an artist and turn it into a business, sorry, you're in it for the wrong reason. But if you find that you can't sleep, eat, or function as a human being unless you express yourself creatively, then you are an artist. So the human race is set apart from all other species on the planet because we have an insatiable appetite to tell stories. It should never be just about making money. It should be about expressing your creativity and pursuing it so you can live doing what you love doing. Your motivation should be about inspiring others, not just making money off them.
Should have told that to EA.
Bonnie Zachary didn't want a huge franchise she could make money from. She simply wanted to make a little toy horse so that other kids like her who couldn't have a horse could have a small taste of what it was like to have a real one. That was all it was. She simply wanted to make other people happy. That was her drive. And that is what I believe that this fandom and the creative souls it has produced should be about. The success came from her passion, pursuit, and creativity. The wonderful thing about creativity is that it's not tangible. You can't touch it or buy it, unfortunately. But it's always there. Creativity is never going to leave you. The more creativity you use, the more creativity you will have. I think that's amazing. I don't know about you guys. So you'll never run out of it. Creativity isn't just a picture on a wall, a song, or a book. It's a phenomenon, an event that cannot be explained. Sometimes you'll make something and you won't really understand why or how, it just comes to you. It's just amazing. And there are people in this room who have stories inside them that they want others to read, songs they want other people to sing and dance to, Paintings and drawings that will move people to tears. Each and every one of you has creativity inside you. But maybe you're sitting there thinking, I don't really have a story or a song or a picture inside me, maybe I'm not creative. Well, that may be true, but that means you're full of potential. Yes, this is the last thing. Creativity puts a man on the moon. If it can do that, imagine where it will take you. Yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. Yay! So I know we've